So welcome to our studio. So this here is our lobby, and it's probably one of my favorite rooms in the whole studio. We've got a large fronted studio on a high street, and that means that we've got lots of big windows. So it's really, really important that we've got big pictures that people can see from the outside. So when we were designing this lobby, we wanted to have images that would really impress when people were sitting at traffic lights and looking. My favorite part of this studio are the frames that we have here, and we try and showcase the very best of our work. So we've gone for large frames that really tell stories and that really wow people as they look at them. The first thing that clients see when they come into the studio is our welcome screen. Every client gets their name presented on it, and if they're bringing a pet, it also gets their pet's name too. When clients also come back to see their images, we always use it to post a hero image too, so they're standing at the door and they're getting really excited about the experience. This is our review wall, and it's one of my favorite things as well in the studio, because when clients come in, they see these great reviews in front of them from previous clients who come out and enjoyed their experience with us. My particularly favorite thing about this is we've got a live counter that tells people what the current count is on our Google reviews, so that they can see when they leave a review, it'll be updated. But I love, just as a photographer, I love looking at this wall because it's really nice to read some of the reviews that you have. It's a great way of cheering yourself up. I wanted a bit of my personality as well to be in the studio, so I didn't want it just to be all examples of my work and photographs and things like that. I wanted a talking point too, so this is why we have a cabinet here of all the gadgets that I used from my youth. So we've got palm tops, we've got phones, all sorts of tech that I used when I was younger. And this is a brilliant focal point because people stop and they go, oh, I used to have one of those. And it's a great way to build up a conversation as well that's not just about the photographs, and to transform the conversation into something else. Hi, I'm Graham Crichton, and I'm a professional photographer from Belfast in Northern Ireland. I've been a photographer now for nearly 20 years, and it all started when I was working as a stage manager in London. And I bought myself a camera and took my first photo. I just grew from there. And then I got a job in a photo lab because I knew I wanted to work in photography but didn't know what else I wanted to do. When I started my photography career, I started doing weddings, as a lot of people do. And during the time that I photographed weddings, I photographed over 1,000 weddings, so I had a lot of experience by the time I finished. I then, as everybody does, get asked by family members and by friends, would you photograph a family? Would you photograph this and that? And that led me down the path then of photographing headshots and then photographing families. And then one day somebody randomly came into my studio and said, would I photograph their dog? And I didn't know that was a thing. And now that's virtually all I photograph is dogs. So my first studio was a studio in a house. I worked from home, as a lot of people do as well. And we moved into our first proper studio space, and it was a small 600 square foot space, but we were able to decorate it as we wanted. But again, it was small, and with a small studio comes the problems of having to constantly be turning around. So we were shooting and then we were having to turn around to space for a viewing, and that was an awful lot of work. So years on, we're in this studio here, and it is a large 2,500 square foot studio with rooms for absolutely everything and storage for absolutely everything. We were really lucky to come by the space that we did. It lay vacant for a number of years, and we were really lucky to find it. And when we found it, it was totally derelict. So we had to, from scratch, develop the entire site. We had to gut out the entire building and start afresh. But the advantage of doing that is that you can design a studio that entirely fits your needs. So this, I would say, is my dream studio, because everything that we do in it, we can do because it's been designed from the ground up to suit our needs. The enjoyment you get out of a project such as this, where you get to design your own studio and you get to make all the decisions, is an awful lot of fun. And that's why I wanted to share with photographers how we do things, so that we can hopefully inspire you when you're creating your own dream studio. This is the studio. This is the nerve center of what we do. So all the photographs are taken in this space. So it has to double up as somewhere that we can photograph people and also somewhere that we can photograph pets. The lighting equipment that we use is all Elinchrom lighting, and I've found it over the years just to be really, really reliable and robust. We use paper rolls, and the great thing about paper rolls are that they're disposable, that whenever they get damaged, you can just throw them away. This space allows a lot of flexibility. We've got lots of different coloured backgrounds in the studio. In fact, I've probably got more backgrounds, I think, than most photographers would have. But that way, it gives our clients a lot of choice about what their finished images will look like. This is Big Page, the printer, and this is our printer room. So we're unique in that we do all of our own printing on site here at the studio as well. And the great thing about that is the amount of control that it gives you from beginning to the very end of production. We use a local framer who we've used now for 10 years, so we have a great relationship with them. And that way we can manage production from beginning to end. A great feature of the printer room is also our large corner window, which allows people to come in and see what we're doing and see that we are printing. Because one of the things that's often forgotten in this digital age is that printed products have to be made. This is our kit room, and this is where we store all of our equipment that we're not using. So between shoots, equipment gets stored in this room. There's lots of shelving, and that allows us then to keep the room tidy because you never know what you're going to need and when you're going to need it. It may be a storeroom, but there's no reason to skimp out, and there's no reason to be lazy. This is our props room. And with being a studio pet photographer, we use a lot of props in our sessions. So a lot of our sessions include things like buckets, things like chairs, a lot of the same things you might find in newborn photography, but we adapt it to use in a studio. A lot of these things that we've got them over the years from charity shops, we've got them from antique shops, we've got them from all sorts of places, and they look fantastic whenever we use them. But it's really important to store everything nice and cleanly, nice and safely, so you can get access to it whenever you need. This is the bathroom, and it's one of the rooms that often gets overlooked when designing a studio, so don't forget the details in this room as well. So we've gone for dog wallpaper and we've gone for dog hand towels as well. This is our gallery, and as you walk through this corridor, you will see on the walls all the different types of products that we do. We want people to be able to see exactly what we sell so they can envision what they are going to buy whenever they come back to pick their photographs. It allows us to offer a lot of choice to people as well, so we're able to show our single frames as well as beautiful things like this, one of our collections, and it's a joy to see these images on the wall. We're here now in our viewing lounge, and our clients describe here more like a living room in their home than a sales room, but ultimately it is a sales room. So this is where customers come to see their pictures after we've taken them. They usually come back about a week later, and we call the entire experience our big reveal. They're excited when they come in, and we have a big projection screen so you can see your picture really, really large. It allows us to project some really big pieces, much bigger than you would find in a home. So there's no limit to what we can show people regarding the size of their products. So you can see on the screen what a finished product looks like. The room is adorned with lots more artwork, and here you'll find some of our most popular pieces along the walls. So these are the pieces that we're looking people to purchase over the other products that are around the building. So having them close to hand and within eyeshot allows clients to see them and keep them in their mind as they go along. This is my office and this is my desk. So this is where I sit and I edit all the photographs that I take. It's also where we prepare stuff for print, and we also do all of our admin in these offices as well. So when customers call, etc., to book in. There's my office, and then there's also our client happiness office, which is Hannah's office as well. I hope you enjoyed looking around our studio. I personally love a good nosy around a studio, so I really hope you enjoyed coming around with me and seeing how we do things and seeing how our studio elevates our client experience. I hope that you learned some things that you can apply yourself to your studio, and thank you so much for joining us.